My name is Clarissa Carter, and I am the singer and co-producer of End of Us.
So my name is John Wilcox, aka Scientia. I'm a PhD student at Stanford University, and I'm also a DJ and a music producer.
This was such a fun song to collaborate on, and I'm so happy to talk about the process with you.
I, through a friend, had heard about Clarissa Carter's music. I sent over the backtrack as well as some vocals with this kind of theme of End of Us, and she started building on that. There were really three sources of inspiration for this track, for me at least. One source of inspiration was this dream that I had where I heard the guitar plucks at the beginning of End of Us, so you can actually hear that here.
Tell myself to breathe and do not despair. The world moves on no matter how much we'd rather stay. But I don't get what love.
So every now and then I'd hear music and lyrics in my dreams, and sometimes I'd try to turn it into a track. And this is what I did with End of Us. The second source of inspiration were some sad events that were happening in my life around the time and caused me to lose a bit of optimism, at least about certain aspects of my life. And I wanted to come up with some melodies that would reflect that kind of sense of sadness and disappointment. One thing that I really always found really cool about music theory is that if you play an A major scale, you can evoke these fairly happy emotions, and then by playing essentially the same notes in an F sharp minor scale, you can evoke a very different sort of feeling. And at the beginning of the song, it's kind of more like A major. The chords are not necessarily optimistic or happy per se, but they seem at least a lot brighter in the sense that they're not so sad and melancholic as some of the tunes that come later on in the track. And then that all changes about halfway through, where you start hearing some very sad melodies in F sharp minor. So you can actually hear that here. The third source of inspiration was the music of Major Lazer and DJ Snake, especially some of their kind of slower house style songs, so Lean On for instance, or Let Me Love You.
To finish that final mix, it took us a really long time because the pandemic hit and we were no longer in the same room or the same city, and so it was really, really difficult being able to collaborate via Zoom or via Instagram chats. It was very interesting to see the highlights of our production abilities evolve together and create something pretty cool. Basically, the song is about a breakup, not necessarily a bad one, but just two people who realize that they're not compatible with each other. I know you're far away, but I can still see the smile fading from your face. Guess time is proven to be a colossal waste. Thought we were important, but we take up too much space. We take up too much space. That first verse is basically about realizing that you aren't compatible with someone you have been with for a while. And it's a little sad, but at the same time, the second verse brings a little bit more optimism. I feel it in the air, tell myself to breathe and do not despair. The world moves on no matter how much we'd rather stare. But I don't get why love can feel so real and rare. So real and rare. So it's just about, take a deep breath, life moves on, it's okay if we break up, yada yada yada. This may be the end of us, but it's not the end of me, and I think that's the overall tone of the song. So it's not too sad, but it can be if you want it to. Is it the pain that's fun? Is it the hope of what begun? There's no love without trust, so darling, is this the end of us? A lot of the times we tend to crave toxic relationships. At least for me, you kind of live off of that pain or thrive off of that pain, and it's not healthy at all. And so being able to realize that and to separate yourself from that relationship is a growth process, definitely, but something that's very important. And I think this song is all about growth and moving on and reflecting on past relationships and being okay with it.